Welcome to the podcast, Pilgrim and the Monk. A developing story of a pilgrim who is seeking the truth, and a monk who helps him find the way. Written by Timothy G.A. Cooper. Narrated and produced by Greg Cooper. Chapter 9. Human Rights.
I have terrible news, Monk. My human rights have been violated.
I am sorry to hear that. What right was violated?
My right to free speech.
Is that a right?
Of course it is.
Tell me what happened.
I was posting on the effective use of ivermectin against COVID-19, and my social media account was suspended.
Does the social media company not have the right to suspend accounts on their own platform?
Not when it affects my right to express my opinion.
Why should a private company be held responsible for your opinions?
Why shouldn't my rights take precedence?
You live in a society, one of many millions. Why do you expect your rights to be elevated above the masses?
Because it is a right promised to me, to all of us.
By whom? Who grants these rights?
By the founders of our society, who ensconced them in the founding documents.
Who bestowed on them such authority?
God did, of course.
When did God give the right to free speech?
What do you mean?
People often falsely attribute things to God. I cannot recall any time when God granted anyone the right to free speech.
Are you suggesting free speech isn't a right?
Not at all. I am stating that human rights defined by God are a myth.
You're undermining the very foundation of human rights.
Indeed I am. They're what people think God would want.
That's terrible. I can't believe you're saying that.
Any right emboldened by earthly society is enforced by the barrel of a gun.
You sound so militant. What about the rule of law?
Civil order only exists when everyone in society complies with those laws. That civil order is maintained by the threat of negative repercussions in defying it.
That's awfully cynical of you. I believe most people are decent human beings who want to live in peace with everyone.
In my defense, all I can do is appeal to the history of the world. We live in one of, if not the most peaceful times in history, and we still witness genocides, human trafficking, and all other manners of evil. In light of all this, tell me about human rights.
I admit we haven't been perfect at it, but we're slowly making progress. That's why human rights are so important. We need ideals to aspire to.
Ideals established by who? Are all human rights universally accepted? I would suggest not. The more important question is who sets the standards. Are they not made by people who have their own particular agendas based on biases and prejudices? They should be established by God. He alone transcends humanity.
God is interpreted by humans. What makes you think you understand God's perspective?
God's standards transcend the passage of time.
How can you be so sure?
In my experience, the only thing that changes are how people accept God's standards.
If God sets the standards, what about human rights?
Human rights are only as strong as the frail humans who create and enforce them. Only the wisest among us accept that God is in control of all things.
Perhaps I should focus on becoming wise.
That is a right God gives to all who ask. You've been listening to Pilgrim and the Monk, written by Timothy G.A. Cooper, narrated and produced by Greg Cooper. We hope you enjoyed this production. Please join us again for the next episode.